Welcome back to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert. Here with Susan, we're talking about Raising Los Angeles Up, this new cinema therapy program that is being offered free of charge starting tomorrow, January 24th at 12 noon Pacific via Zoom. And you can get to the link on our website, yesandexercise.org. My journey with the film Up, when I first saw it, this came out in late May 2009, Giuseppe, my son, my first child, was in Anna Maria's belly. And, we were very excited, 7.5 months pregnant, and, saw this movie, and the opening devastating, oh my gosh, had us bawling like it does most people. The opening 10 minutes or so of Up is just crushing. And one of the pieces I didn't realize, well, I should say this, I saw it, the rest of the film after that, I liked, but it wasn't to me like a Toy Story or a Finding Nemo. It wasn't on that level. Back then, I remember I was a little bit annoyed by Russell, the little, the little Boy Scout. Okay, it was cute, but not, whatever. So, as it turned out, my son, a month and a half later, was born with a diaphragmatic hernia, which threatened his life. He had surgery on day 2. He almost didn't make it. Next 5 years, he had specialists, pulmonologists, cardiologists, GI doctors, all sorts to make sure that he was going to make it. Several more surgeries. And knock on wood, here he is today, a 15-year-old healthy boy living and thriving, and so relieved. But something happened in utero after his last sonogram right around that time. And I'm not saying we watched the movie and that happened. I'm not saying that. It was just this devastating set of circumstances that I never put together until I rewatched the film for this purpose, because I had not rewatched it. I said, yeah, it's fine, but I don't think I need to go there. And in rewatching it and really paying attention to Ellie and Carl wanting children and not being able to have them, and I was like, oh, that was almost us.
Wow.
That was wow.
Because you didn't know till he was born.
The sonogram said he was perfectly healthy.
Wow. Oh my.
And I went and I told Giuseppe this yesterday, and I was in tears, and he gave me a hug. It's okay, Dad. And he had asked me, because he said, why don't you like that movie more? Like, he really liked that. And I always said, oh, whatever, surface level. But it wasn't until I looked at it more deeply that I went, oh. And as I started watching the movie, and I really grieved as I watched it, not specifically because I didn't lose Giuseppe, but that's a very traumatic thing to go back to still, 15 years later, G being healthy again, I can still be traumatized by those memories. And yet, going through the grief of it and finding a piece of it gave me tremendous relief over these last couple of days to go, oh my gosh, I've freed up something that I didn't even know was there. Going through grief doesn't sound good at all. There's so many reasons not to go through it. It just sounds awful. And the reward of doing so is spectacular. It is fantastic, the release that going through grief offers.
Release.
And that's once again a reason why I know this program fundamentally works. Now, whether it works socially, that's not in my control. This is the serenity prayer, right? Mm-hmm. Give me the strength to control the things I can and let go of the things I can't, and the wisdom between the two. So put out the program tomorrow and we'll see what happens. That's that.
Will it be a conversation? Is the assumption that people will have seen the movie? Will we see clips?
Yeah, it'll be just like in what you're used to as a cinema therapy class. It's really run in the same format. There won't be writing to detail. There'll be a suggestion of, hey, you may want to write. There will be the hero's journey. There will be improv games. There will be quotes, and there will be clips. Yep. Very powerful. There'll be an opening song. All those things will be there. And then basically, we'll see. I mean, okay. 60 to 90 minutes is what I'm guessing.
Okay.
And then what it will be what people make of it. This is one of those, put it out there and let the public decide. And if it is, what's that?
Do you know if Nicole is available to join us?
Oh yeah, no, no, no. Nicole, remember, was the
Yes.
co-founding member of this thing. She's the
Yeah. I'm
impetus,
glad
and
she's on
she'll be
board.
there. And
Good.
she's back in Pasadena, and she says she's having
Oh,
a tough time.
oh, she's back. Wow.
You know, there's a lot unresolved. And I think that's a lot of people's story right now, which is, and I've heard, I mean, our dear friend Amy said, is this too soon? And I go, well, here's the thing. I'm not doing this with the expectation of everyone getting it right now. Mostly what this is a response from me where I am right now.
Mm.
And I don't have to control what people do with it. I just put it out there. It's available. It becomes or doesn't become,
Mhm.
and that's okay. For me, in the part I can control, I'll feel like I've done my part. And I think that's enough.
Well, how beautiful that you have um, things you can offer that are connected to things that matter to you. In other words, it doesn't just hurt and put you in a difficult space. You can be hurting and grieving, and the creativity and the love that you bring to what you do can translate for the audience.
Let's yes and that for our final episode, because I think you hit on something rich there. Let's come back and yes and that. Very nice.